It hurts. That 90-second minute at the Los Angeles Stadium is going to sting for a very long time. When Stephen Eustáquio put that ball in the back of the net to give Canada a 1-0 win, it felt like classic, vintage South African heartbreak. But if you are sitting there today feeling gloomy about Bafana Bafana, I want you to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Because when the dust settles on this 2026 FIFA World Cup, we aren't going to look back at Sunday as a failure. We are going to look back at it as the exact moment South African international football finally woke up. Let's talk about the sheer scale of what Hugo Broos and this squad just pulled off. For the first time in our nation's history, Bafana Bafana advanced to the knockout stages of a FIFA World Cup. We didn't go to North America just to make up the numbers. We went to Monterrey and took down giant South Korea 1-0. We went toe-to-toe with a European power in Czechia and walked away with a 1-1 draw. SAFA President Dr. Danny Jordan said this team can return home with their heads held high. And for once, the boardroom and the terraces are in 100% agreement. This wasn't a lucky run. It was a statement of intent. Even in the round of 32 against the tournament co-hosts, Bafana didn't park the bus. We commanded a massive 58% of the possession. We controlled the rhythm of the game, and right in the 6th minute, Makgopa showed fantastic striker instinct to sneak right behind the Canadian defensive line. But that exact moment also exposed the ceiling of our current squad. Makgopa got caught under his own feet. The play slowed down, the Canadian backline recovered, and the move fizzled out into a saved long-range effort by Teboho Mokoena. At the World Cup level, when you hold 58% of the ball and don't punish your opponent, the game eventually collects its tax, and in the 92nd minute, Canada collected theirs. And that brings us to the elephant in the room that Mzansi has to look dead in the eye. South Africa has a severe systemic striker crisis. Across 4 World Cup matches, our recognized out-and-out strikers Lyle Foster, Makgopa, and Iqraam Rayners scored a combined 0 goals. Our only 2 goals of the entire tournament came from a central midfielder's penalty, courtesy of Mokoena, and a winger in Thapelo Maseko. You cannot accuse Hugo Broos of being stubborn here. He rotated the deck, he tried Foster, he tried Rayners alone, he tried Makgopa. The work rate was 10 out of 10. Makgopa threw his weight around like an absolute physical powerhouse, but elite international football doesn't reward hard work. It rewards cold-blooded execution inside the 18-yard box. This isn't a 2026 issue. This is a post-apartheid South African footballing curse. The fact that Benny McCarthy still sits comfortably on the throne as Bafana's all-time top goal scorer with 31 goals tells you everything you need to know. In a healthy, producing football nation, a 31-goal record set by a guy who retired over a decade ago should have been broken twice by now. Our academies are world-class at manufacturing dancing wingers, silky number 10s, and midfield generals, but we have forgotten how to build a ruthless number 9. If SAFA wants to capitalize on this World Cup momentum, the development budget for the next 4 years needs to treat the striker position like an absolute national emergency. But here's the exact reason you should wipe the frustration off your face today. Look at the bedrock we just laid down for the 2030 World Cup. While our front line searched for answers, our defensive spine arrived years ahead of schedule. We just watched 20-year-old Mbekezeli Mbokazi and 22-year-old Ime Okon step onto the biggest stage in global sports and play like 10-year European veterans. Think about that. Our starting World Cup center-back pairing is barely old enough to rent a car, and they locked down elite opposition. In international football, building a world-class defense takes 5 years. Finding a kid who can tap the ball into the net takes 1 good scouting trip. The hardest part of the 2030 puzzle is already solved. Whether Hugo Broos makes a U-turn and stays for one final chapter, or the rumors of Pitso Masimane taking the hot seats become reality, the assignment for the next 4 years is written in stone. Protect this young defensive core at all costs. Go into the local disky challengers, find the kids with natural killer instincts, and put them in front of a goal 500 times a day. We left Los Angeles with broken hearts. Yes, but for the first time in a generation, the world looked at South Africa and didn't see an easy 3 points. Drop a comment down below. Who is the young South African striker you think SAFA needs to fast-track for 2030? Hit that subscribe button to keep the Mzansi G's alive, and I'll see you guys in the next video.